dude. Welcome. We have another edition of Introducing the League. We got the Flexin' Jaime here with us. Jaime Hinojos putting on a show for us this year. Maybe he's putting on a show for us right now, but what are you, 3-4 right now? You gonna have a good stretch at the end of the season for us?
Yeah, I fucking hope so. I ain't trying to finish last, you know? I got fucking dude, it's yeah. I don't think I'm gonna win. I'm very realistic. Like I see it and I'm like, it's not playing out how I expected it to be. But Chase Edmonds fucked me. I'll just say that. That was like a huge, like that really did fuck my whole thing, my whole strategy going in. You know what I mean? Like
if you just had a running back too that could hold you over like Chase Edmonds, what you were hoping for, then you could have done this J.K. Dobbins ride. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could have held out. You could have had Miles Sanders still going. But if you had Miles Sanders and a healthy J.K., I think this is a different team. We're having a different conversation.
Keenan. Yeah. And a fucking healthy Keenan Allen, dude, because Keenan Allen fucked me.
Okay. Hey, let's talk about that. So week 1, you get a report. What does it say?
So Keenan Allen puts up, I think it was like 17 or like it was like 12 or 17, something along those lines. Mm-hmm. But it was like just a good half of football. The Justin Herbert hype train is all aboard. Like we're fucking talking about fucking MVP Justin Herbert, Super Bowl contenders,
right?
Lil Mac, Bosa. You got Derwin James in the backfield, or like in the fucking DBs, and then this dude tears his hamstring.
Yep.
And then we go, and then like I remember right after the game, they're like, "How do you feel about playing the Chiefs on Thursday night?" And he's like, "There's a possibility for sure." And I'm like, "That's like just say you're not." And that's what I hate about the fucking NFL. Like especially like following like the Ravens, like when teams are injured, like I hate when they'll give you a straight up injury report. And obviously there's strategy behind that. So then Keenan Allen's like, "Oh, possibly," and realistically, I was like, "He's not gonna." It's, he's probably not going to play. And then I'm like, he's going to play the following week. It's like, no, then the following week. And it's like that I think it was week 3 or week 4. They're like, yeah, like he's been practicing. And then the following day, he did not practice. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is going on? And they're like, oh, well, let's wait for the bye week. And then he played last week and he only had like 3 points. I think, right. I thought he got injured, but it was Mike Williams got injured.
Right.
And I feel like just the Chargers are just falling apart, and it just sucks.
I think that Justin Herbert injury, that rib injury, I think he got it against the Chiefs. I honestly think they're downplaying how severe it is. Like the dude is not making the throws. Like, tell me the last time you saw a fucking Justin Herbert highlight this season.
Yeah,
I haven't.
I think it's like bench him for 2 weeks till he like recovers.
Exactly. So you gotta like you just got he wasn't helping you win the game. He wasn't helping you win the game anyways. Like just bench him for 2 seasons. But on a brighter note in that situation, Mike Williams missing some time. I think Keenan's gonna get like 20 targets a game if he ever gets out on the field.
Yeah. And people are like talking a lot of shit about Justin Herbert right now. And I'm not even a Chargers fan, but I think Justin Herbert was the best quarterback in that first round when he got paid. I think probably that draft class, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know who was fucking bird. I don't know who else was better. Like I don't think Tua is a better quarterback overall than Justin Herbert, personally. Mm-hmm. But I think there's a lot of people are doubting him, but I think he has like the injuries.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine in the future, but I think this year is like he should probably rest.
He has something that none of those quarterbacks have, which is Hall of Fame talent. We'll see. I mean, the Chargers have been a bust every year, but shout out Marcus, shout out Brady, shout out Colston. Chargers have been a bust.
Yeah,
okay?
Chargers have had the most stacked teams, and they still fucking suck. Mm-hmm. And so this is for all the Chargers. when they were in San Diego, there was that year they had Phillip Rivers, LT. You know,
LT, yes.
I think they had Chris Chambers as a wide receiver.
It was the year they went like 14-2 or something stupid.
And then they go to New England, and then Phillip Rivers has like a torn ACL, and they lose. And then they fired Nerf Turner. They go 14-2, and they fired the coach.
One of the most prolific offenses ever. Yeah. They fired the coach. It makes no sense.
And they went 14-2 and lost to Tom Brady, and they fired the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And then they traded LT away. Darren Sproles was there, and then like they never really had a good year after that. I think I'm pretty sure with Phillip Rivers.
So just a disappointment. Shout out Marcus, Brady, and Colson one more time.
Justin Herbert needs to have like 12 kids, bro. He needs to get that mojo going.
Just a team full of Rivers and Herbert's kids.
Yeah, that fool needs to have like 10 kids, bro. He could. I mean, I met Justin Herbert's mom. You know, she was a pretty nice lady.
Did you?
Yeah, she was pretty cool. It was like his senior year, and I was like, "Oh, you met your son?" She's like, "He's got to get his degree. He's got to get his degree." I was like, "Cool."
She doesn't care about the millions he's about to make.
Yeah, I remember that. They were playing U of A at home, and I think they lost that game too.
Oregon, yeah. Dang, dude. Okay, so speaking of disappointments, how about them Ravens, Jaime? How about them Ravens?
You know, as a Ravens fan, is it disappointing that the record's 4-3 right now? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be very realistic here. They're 4-3. They blew 2 crazy leads.
Yeah,
but they had the Bills and the Dolphins by the balls. They really did. And who else am I missing?
What was the other game?
Yeah, there was another game in the Giants.
Oh, dude.
The Bills, there was a roughing the passer, the same ref that called the roughing the passer against Tom Brady. He called one really bad one there. But, you know, looking at it now, you look at the teams that the Ravens did beat. They beat the Jets. The Jets seem like they're kind of like their defense is legit.
Mm-hmm.
Who they played week 1. Their easiest game was arguably the Patriots, and the Patriots are like a hit or miss.
Right.
And then the Bengals, that was a tough game. The Browns, I wasn't really worried about the Browns. It was a tight game, but I do believe like interdivision football games are always tight. I think they just know each other.
It was in Cleveland too, right? Or was it in Baltimore?
Home.
It was at home? Okay.
Yeah. Now, I think right now we have the 3rd easiest schedule left in the season, which is crazy. So I think we're definitely going to be a playoff team. I think we're going to get healthy. I'm not worried about the offense. I think the offense is going to be able to keep up no matter what. Yeah, Lamar's so inconsistent. And a lot of it, I think, it has to do with the lack of talent around him.
Right.
I really do think I'm a diehard Ravens fan, like diehard.
Dude, I know it.
In March, Eric DaCosta, he's not the owner, but he's like the manager. He said we trust our wide receivers, which at the time was Bateman, Duvernay, Prochet, and Tylan Wallace, and then DeMarcus Robinson. Obviously, as a fan, I was like, bullshit. Like, that's bullshit.
Boo-boo.
And then, you know, Rashad Bateman was doing his thing, but like, they end up drafting so heavy in offense the past 3 years. I feel like last year was like the first real year they drafted like defensive players, and I think our defense is showing the consequences of that. Our defense is not as good. We only had 2 outside linebackers, I think, in week 3. Which was Jason Pierre-Paul. It was Jason Pierre-Paul or Houston and Owe. So the defense I'm more worried about the defense. But I always tell fucking people this. I'm like, Josh Allen, Tua, you can see it in Justin Herbert now. When they don't have those fucking receivers, they're fucking trash.
Nobody's doing well without their weapons.
Yeah,
Rashad Bateman's been Yes,
like,
Rashad Bateman's been in and out of the lineup. You know, it's been like, when your top target is Mark Andrews, like, awesome. He's the number 2 tight end in the league.
Enough.
It's
like,
not
think about Josh Allen without Stephon Diggs. Like, he was not. And so
it wouldn't have helped him progress. Josh Allen went from boo-boo to, you know, top 5 talent after he got Stephon Diggs.
And I think the and Lamar is at fault for this too, because like Lamar wants more talent. Lamar wants that fat contract. Like they put a contract where he was like, you sign here, you get 180 million guaranteed in your bank account tomorrow. Like that was like, and he chose not to because he wanted the highest guaranteed contract, which I get. You know what I mean? Like, does he deserve it? I think he deserves it more than Deshaun Watson does.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
That's where the conversation gets difficult. But because he doesn't sign that contract, he's taking up a lot of cap space in his last rookie year of his contract, the last year of his rookie contract. So if he signs a new contract, the Ravens would have had the funds to keep or like seek out another wide receiver, whether like a Valdez Scalding or fucking Juju Smith. But now their cap space, they have no room for anything. So
and they don't know how big the contract is going to be, so they can't make anything that's going to keep them for a year or two.
Their hands are tied, and so I think the Ravens are definitely going to make the playoffs. I think Cincinnati is going to I'm probably going to steal the division from us, which fucking sucks. I don't think the Steelers and the Browns are going to do anything.
No. And
the thing is, we know the Ravens can play with anyone. We're getting healthier.
You played with the Bills, bro.
Yeah. Oyabe comes back, who's like the outside linebacker from Michigan, who's like a first-round talent. But I think it's Oyebo or Yabe. But, yeah, I'm kind of just, like, waiting to see what happens with Lamar. And like, the offense has been struggling, and they're blaming the offensive coordinators. It's interesting, too. The Ravens are such a unique scenario because their offense ranks in the top 10, I think. But, like, as a Ravens fan, you're not satisfied with that because the offense it's a fucking wing T offense. This is like what they ran in the 60s. So it's hard to really measure Lamar Jackson's talent because you don't know how good of a thrower he is because his receivers suck and they're not really throwing the ball like that.
You're right.
But he's great at everything else, which is fucking crazy.
I just think the formula for success for Lamar is to invest in that defense like they should have been doing these past 3 years. Put it to a situation where you can run for 3.5 quarters, you know what I mean? And not make him throw. I think it is a lot of slander saying that he can throw. He can, but Rashad Bateman's out. His best weapon is on the outside is Devin Duvernay. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, and Devin Duvernay's, he's talented, but he's not a number one receiver, and neither was Marquise Brown. Like, I love Hollywood Brown, but he was just a deep threat. Threat, quick slant, goes straight to the ground. And so Rashad Bateman, like, he shows a lot of promise, but he's in year 2. You know what I mean? Like, and like against the Giants, I remember it was like, I think it was like 2nd and 7. It was a quick slant route to DeMarcus Robinson. He gets that. The Ravens seal the game. Lamar Jackson does it, puts it right in his hand. It's a drop, and it's like,
yeah, exactly. So to touch on and transition, Lamar Jackson, he has 3 QB1 finishes on the season. Those weeks, I'm pretty sure those are the weeks that you fucking won.
Yeah.
Now,
he scored like 48 points.
Yeah. Something ridiculous. So now, since week 5, he hasn't placed in the top 15 in 3 weeks. So how are you feeling going forward? What's the reason for it? Is it the lack of weapons? Is it the game stripped? What's going on? Do you think it's going to change?
I think it's obviously there's a lack of weapons, but it's still. I think he's going to start scoring better. I think he's been playing like very top, like Giants defense. Like, I did not expect him to go off against the Giants because Wink Martindale used to coach the Ravens, and he coached the Ravens for 8 to 10 years. And very aggressive, 0 blitz all the time, which is Lamar's weakness. You know, against the Dolphins, he put up points. Against the Patriots, he did okay, but Patriots' defensive scheme usually changes per week.
Always.
Tampa Bay, I don't see him